If they ever say, like during musical rehearsals, we took notes like you do. And after the run, she was like, "Wow," she was like, "When you had that scene with JoJo, you did that." And I was like, "Well," I generally like to follow direction. It's nice when when you get reassured, and it makes the director so happy, that you can make an adjustment that fast. Because that's the great thing. They'll let you play around, and if whatever they say at the end goes, but. It's okay, you say, well, can I try it this way? And they may say, no, we're doing it this way. But then we say, let's play around with it. And they may like what you have. But that's what's so good about, if you're more versatile, that's just what, this is attractive.
Another thing, thank God Georgie's sitting here. Another thing for auditions in New York, if you want to get on Broadway, honey, learn how to do a dance audition. Learn dance fast, because that is the quick ticket. But I'm telling you, it is hard. Learning a dance combination in Broadway terms of fast and speed. I went in for Hairspray once. I was like, oh, I can be, one of those, cute guys going, it's Corny Collins, I was like, that's me. And you're watching them on stage, they're like having so much fun. And this audition was like 5, 6, 7. And it was like all these turns, and there's a drummer in the studio. So there's a drummer and a piano, and it's like 5, 6, 7. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is so fast! Are you kidding me? Like pony, and I never ponied in my life. Who learned how to pony? And I was like, how do you do that?
And really,
unbelievable.
And Jared, seriously, and George, you can tell. Jared's he's a true triple threat when it comes to singing, acting, and.
But I can't learn dance as fast as I should, or I would be on Broadway right now.
But yeah, that's what they said. That's what they put. They're saying Lindsay, whenever she has a wicked brush up, they have drums in there because it pumps everybody up, and that's
yeah,
the new
it's
thing.
so cool because Wicked, all this choreography is so and the girls are like, and it's all based on that. With that drummer in there, it is unbelievable. And Lindsay's video of the dance rehearsal, I was like, this is so cool seeing it with everybody's in dance wear in their costume, and it just goes. It's fascinating. But a cool thing about Lindsay, also, she has such a specific talent. She's a coloratura, and she's probably like the easiest high singer Glenda. They have belter Glendas, and they have like soprano Glendas. But she literally, her voice is so high and it's easy for her that they were like, you know what, she can dance okay, but let's change the tracks. And they actually changed the tracks for her in the Broadway show so that they could make her track a wallflower track, like during the Dancing Through Life scene. She sits on the side and has a cup of tea with somebody, and they go, oh look, oh, it's the girl with the funny hat, And she dances in the show, but like they switched the tracks because dancing was not her forte, but they needed the singer and they can't give a chance. So we did that for 2 other girls too. But I was like, oh my gosh, those poor girls going in there doing their heart,
And that's why you can't take it personally.
Because there's so many factors. It may be, my forehead is huge. You know what? He would be great, but he's got a huge forehead and receding hairline. He doesn't look 29. He looks 34.
Well, that's what I hate. I went in for Legally Blonde, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I go in and say I'm losing weight, getting stronger, looking better, and I go in and sing, blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, and then they're like, thank you, Taylor, and I'm like, all right, and I'm like, God, Jared, I don't know what I did. Jared's like, well, you don't sing low enough to sing Warner, and you're not tall enough to be Emmett. And I'm definitely not a good enough dancer to sit there and do what they do in that show. So
it's like I'd love to be in Hairspray playing Link and Corny Collins, but I'm in between. I'm too old for Link. They want somebody high school looking, or like a pop star they can just throw in that's not meant for it anyway. Insane. What's his name? Lance Bass. They take all the keys down so Lance Bass can do it.
Oh my God.
But going back to the dancer thing, if you're a dancer, you'll get on Broadway before. If you graduate now, I always said this just because I think Justin Murdoch's an amazing dancer. And I think he'll be on Broadway before I will, just because when he graduates and goes up and starts dancing, they will snatch him up and put him in every ensemble they can find, because, he has so much energy and he's a great dancer. And so, God.
That was the first thing when I moved to New York. I auditioned for 2 things. It was, I'd been in New York about 2 months and I auditioned for this non-equity national tour of Buddy Holly, Copacabana, and TheaterWorks. And TheaterWorks was equity and paid less, and Copacabana was non-equity and paid more, and it was like the lead, But the casting director, Bob Klein, the casting full on it, right? Bob Klein called and said, hey, we want to offer you this, the role in Copacabana, but it's not for 3 months. And I said, okay, Bob, I got a really weird question, and don't take offense, because I'd love to work for you, but I've got a a chance to get my equity card, and it starts in 2 weeks, and I could join equity. And so he was like, can you dance? And I said, well, I'm not a dancer, but I move well. I can learn choreography, but I don't pick it up. He was like, well, if you can dance and you're straight, that's great. I would get your equity card and go, because, there are a lot, I don't know, that's what he told me, and for whatever that's worth, I don't know. But he told me that and said, straight guys that can dance, there are not a lot of them. Straight guys usually don't tough guy, And so, anyway, that's what he told me. He said, get your equity card, and so I did. And so, see?
Okay, it's noon.
Noon, that was quick. I hope we didn't talk.
Wrap it up. You guys make sure you come back tonight.
Yeah, we'll be around tonight after the show. If you have any more questions, just find us.
Thanks for coming.
Guys.